All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to us younger brothers. And peace and blessings and salutation to the hopeful they got there pushing this word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the believers, the listeners who have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashem Al Shai. All right. And what I want to get into today is the book of St. John, chapter 9, verse 5. Okay. And read down, the point, is in 7. Okay. And it goes into, Yahweh Shai, healing the man that was blind. All right. And we know that represents us, because we were once, blind. Okay. We were once in a position, all right, where the Lord, had to come and make us see. We were spiritually blind. You see? So the miracles that Yahweh Shah was doing, he was doing actual miracles. Okay, would you have clowns, say that the miracles wasn't, literal. Those miracles really happened. It's light work for the Yahweh Shai, the power that was given him by the Heavenly Father to do those miracles. Okay, and they represented something, all right, in the spirit for us today, understanding that we were spiritually blind, and had to be healed. We had to be healed, man. Okay, and the spirit of Yahweh Shai has came into the earth and done, all right, these marvelous miracles again in the spirit. Okay, St. John 9:5, it says, but while I am here in the world, I am the light of the world. Okay, Yahweh Shai was a light of Israel. Okay, Yahweh Shai, through him, all right, the mysteries, okay, were being made understood. Things that was, the dark sayings. Okay, when you go into the Bible, well, Yahweh Shai, okay, he was a walking embodiment of the understanding of the scriptures. Okay, which made him the light. Okay, so when you go to this word light, you see, the Greek word is false.
Strong's G 5457. Phos.
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 All right, now when you go down metaphorically, definition B, it says of truth and its knowledge, together with the spiritual purity associated with it. So truth, and understanding of the truth, plus with the conduct, okay, that goes with this truth. Because the truth teaches us a conduct. All right, so Yahweh Shah gave us the light, okay, on how to be, okay, how we should conduct ourselves, how we should behave ourselves, okay. Yahweh Shah was that light, or giving us what the Heavenly Father expected from us as His people. You see, and that's what Yahweh Shah represented. He was the walking example. He was the walking light. Okay, and in order to see it, we will have to be healed from the blindness. Okay, and it says that which is exposed to the view of all openly public. It says the reason, the mind. Okay, you see, we have to have a particular reasoning built in us, to grasp this truth, to grasp this understanding. Okay, it says the power of understanding, especially moral and spiritual truth. Okay, and it's through Yahweh Shai that we get this understanding. Okay, it's Yahweh Shai that opens us up to spiritual truth and understanding. Okay, so now you have today a people, a remnant that was once blind, okay, have been healed, are being healed because of a constant process until Yahweh Shai returns. Because we're constantly seeing better and better as the days go by, man, as long as we stay engaged, okay, with Yahweh Shai. All right, so let's go here. Read on St. John 9:6. It says, then he spit on the ground and made mud with saliva and spread the mud over the blind man's eyes. He told him, "Go wash yourself in the pool of Siloam." All right, Siloam, all right, means what? Sent. Okay, so the man went and washed and came back seeing. Okay, so first the man had to what? Obey. Well, first Yahushua had to deal with him. You know, Yahushua had to deal with him. Like there's a point when Yahushua decides to deal with us, man. Okay, and began the process of us being healed from spiritual blindness. Okay, then the man on his part, he had to obey. Okay, he had to be obedient. He went and washed where Yahushua told him to wash, and he came back seeing. Okay, because the Yahushua sent. Okay, so you go into this word sent in the Greek. All right, you go to the word sent. It's apostello, and that's where you get the word apostles. You know, because the apostles were sent forth by Yahushua. Okay, after what he opened their spiritual eyes to see, he sent them forth. Okay, and it says apostello, which means to order one to go to a place appointed, to allow one to depart, that he may be in the state of liberty, to order one to depart off. Okay, so it's Yahushua that sends us forth now. Okay, now the title of apostles belongs to what? The apostles and elders. You know, GMS are apostles and elders. You know, because they represent, you know, the chief of those being sent out. You know, and we follow, you know, their lead in the spirit of being sent out. Okay, so going back, let's get this word. Because it say he washed. All right, so the word wash.
Strong's G 3538. Nipto.
Nipto said to wash oneself, and then what it says to cleanse. Okay, to cleanse, you know, ceremonially. Okay, to wash oneself, to cleanse ceremonially, man. Okay, and how we're cleansing ourselves. Okay, as you go to the book of Psalms 119. Okay, Psalms 119 and 9. It says, "Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed thereto according to thy word." Okay, so how can the young man cleanse his way? By taking heed. And when you take heed, you not only listen, but you're observing. Okay, you're doing. You see, you're applying. Okay, so as we take heed to this word and apply this word, you know, become obedient to this word, it's cleansing us, man. It's making us clean. This word is making us clean. How Shah said that in you know, because as we constantly perform and rehearse the righteous acts in truth and sincerity, okay, we're being cleansed, you know, because we're doing it in faith. Okay, as we become, you know, what we're teaching. All right, as we become what we're teaching, we're being cleansed. Okay, and we're constantly seeing more and more. This is St. John 15 and 3 says, "Now you are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you." Okay, read this in verse 3 in the NLT. Said, "You have already been pruned and purified by the message I have given you." So this word is a cleansing agent. When it's applied, it's scrubbing filth from us, man. When we apply this word, it scrubs filth from our spirit, from our mind, man. And it's a constant process until Yahushua returns. Okay? Going back to St. John 9, as you get this definition here, because he came back seeing. Okay? So we're washing ourselves with this word. Okay? We're seeing. We're beginning to see. Okay? So you go here to seeing.
Strong's G 991. Blepo. Blepo.
All right, blepo. Okay. Now, when you go to it, it says to perceive by the senses. Okay. To feel, to discover by use, to know by experience. Okay. Metaphorically, to see with the mind's eye. You see that? To see with the mind's eye. So as we've been sent forth, we've been washed and sent forth. We're seeing with the mind's eye. Our mind is open up. Okay. It says to discern mentally, to observe, to perceive, to discover, to understand. Okay. So Yahweh Shai, as He's washing us with His word, we're beginning to see, we're beginning to perceive, we're beginning to learn by experience with the mind's eye. Okay. That's making us qualified, to teach this word, and ultimately worthy to be of the elect. You see? So that was the point, just wanted to get into that, and Lord will, you brothers, all right, and you sisters edified. Till next time I say shalom.